Well, hey, everybody. How are you this evening? It is Wednesday, and that means it is Wine All About It Wednesday here in the Organizing Lounge. Welcome, welcome. I know we have some new people in the group that haven't been here for very long, so welcome to all of you that are new here in the group. Let me make sure that I'm showing up for you, because that's the whole reason I'm on here, so that I can see you guys and you can see me. And let's see, hold on just a second. What I'm seeing is the video of me from earlier today announcing the decluttering challenge that we're going to do. So I can't wait to tell you all about that. Stay tuned till the end. I see eyeballs. Hello. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Rosita. Okay. I see you on there and I see your comments. For some reason, this just doesn't feel like showing me that I'm showing up for you. So I'm just going to trust it. Okay. All right. Happy Wednesday. How are all of you doing? It has been rainy and dreary here in Austin for a couple of days, and I think it's going to be like that for a few more. I kind of like it when it is dreary and rainy outside, but only for a little bit of time. I don't think that I would be able to live in it for a long time, like up in Seattle or something. I don't know that I would want the weather to be like that all the time, but it feels nice and cozy. And I like that. And it also makes you want to have just a little bit of, cozy up to some tea or a glass of wine or whatever. Jenna said that she survived tax season. Yes, that is so awesome. You must feel so relieved. Tax season for accountants and anybody that is involved with any of that stuff is crazy. So congratulations for surviving it. Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Tammy. All right. So tonight we are going to be whining all about how our thoughts and our feelings affect our organizing efforts. And I'm going to be sharing with you something that is called the self-coaching method. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. So earlier, I think it was yesterday, I posted a post in the Facebook group, and I'm going to go here and see. If you see me looking at my screen or looking around tonight, it is because I have things written down. I have things that I want to look at because I want to make sure that I'm giving you correct information. And so that's just the way it is. I am looking at stuff. So the post that I had posted in the Facebook group was, do you think your feelings affect your organizing efforts? And if so, how? And many of you responded, and I loved all of the responses because that is what I wanted to use for this evening. Okay. So I'm not going to say anybody's names because I don't want to call anybody out, but it's posted in the group. So I am going to list some of the things that y'all put in that post. So somebody said, yes, self-doubt, not knowing where to start. It gets you overwhelmed. And so if you don't know where or how to start, that gives you this feeling of self-doubt. And then therefore, no organizing efforts, right? No organizing happens. No decluttering happens. If you're tired or low, nothing happens. If you're frustrated, and this says, if I'm frustrated with clutter, I start without a plan, and then I have a bigger mess. Exactly. If you don't have a plan, you get a bigger mess. If I'm calm and purposeful, I plan and make great decisions, and then you get results, right? Let's see. What else is on here? It's getting stressed, and because you get stressed, you completely seize, and there's zero productivity because of the stress. So you're feeling that, and then it just freezes you. Somebody said that it affects them both positively and negatively, and that is very true for all of us. If I'm tired, I get nothing done. When I'm frustrated or angry, I'll start organizing, which means it probably doesn't get done the way you want it to. And then she also said, I also get a thrill from organizing something and want to do more. So if she is organizing and she has that feeling, that thrill, then she wants to do more. So it depends on how she feels, right? Organizing is very personal. We all know that. Getting rid of things is very draining, and it can cause us to feel all kinds of things. Feeling a sense of attachment to things, feeling sentimental, that can keep you from making decisions, which can keep you from getting the results that you want, right? So all of these things contribute to, not getting anything done. Tammy says, this is so resonating. Good. I'm glad. And hopefully what I'm about to tell you this evening will help just a little bit. And you may or may not like or be able to wrap your head around what I'm going to tell you until you can really sit and think with it for a while. So what the self-coaching method is, or model, the self-coaching model is, it's a way of identifying how you're feeling, what your thoughts are, what you are or are not doing, and trying to change how that is all working. And it's basically saying that you are the one that controls your thoughts. You control how you feel. We don't like to hear that because it's easier and it's automatic for us to think, well, this is happening and that's making me feel that way. But that's not how it works. Okay, so this model that I'm going to share with you, the self-coaching model, is an acronym, CTFAR. And the words that stands for, the C is for circumstance, the T is for thought, F is for feeling, A is for action, and R is the result. And so how that flows is you have a circumstance that creates a thought that then creates a feeling. So whatever your thought is about something, it creates a feeling, and then that feeling gives you your reaction, or you take action or don't take action based on that feeling. And then all of that ends up with the result that you do or do not have at the end. So it's basically what you're thinking is what's creating your feelings, and you are able to change that. I also posted in the group a little story about rain, because it's been raining here in Austin and gloomy. So you take a woman and she comes out, let's say Sandy comes out of her house and she's like, oh crap, it's raining. I hate it when it rains because I get in a bad mood. I don't like it. It makes me just want to go to sleep, and I don't like it. I get really grumpy. Oh, I'm so mad that it's raining. And then right across the street, Ellie comes out of her door and says, oh my gosh, it's raining outside. The trees and the grass is going to love it. This is so great that it's raining. And it's the same street. It's raining this exact same day and everything, right? And then next door to Ellie is, Miranda. And Miranda comes out of her door and she's like, oh, it's raining. I guess I'm just going to go back in and watch Netflix. She just doesn't care one way or the other, and she's just going back in and watching TV. And so if you really, really think about that, it is the same circumstance. It is the same day. It's the same thing that's happening, the same location, but the person, there are different thoughts there, right? And it's not just Sandy or just Miranda or just Ellie. It is the thought, because Sandy could think positively about the trees and the grass, because that could be true, right? The grass and the trees need water, but she is feeling another way because her thoughts are saying, I get grumpy when it rains, therefore I feel this way. And I know that it seems a little bit difficult to wrap your head around, you can change how you think. I know that I've struggled with this a lot, particularly because I deal with depression. And so what I'm talking about tonight may or may not work 100% for you because of something like a mental illness, because when you have something like that, if you have ADHD, that can contribute to this, story changing a little bit. If you have depression, that can contribute to it because you don't necessarily feel like you have control over your thoughts. Even though you do, you don't feel like you do. Therefore, this might not work. Okay, so how does this whole CTFAR thing help you in terms of getting your organizing done? So what you can do, it's a model. They call it a model, a self-coaching model. And the model is you name whatever thing you are dealing with for each of the letters. So if you're having an issue, and I'm going to give you an example in just a minute, if you have an issue, you put that down, whether it's a certain circumstance or whether it's a feeling or whether it's an action, you put that down. And then you fill in all of the other letters. You work backwards and you look at it, and then you get awareness of what's happening, what your thought is. And then you're then able to think about it, have a different perspective, and the ability to try and look at something differently. Okay, so let's see. How can I... Let me see. Hold on just a second. I'm bouncing back and forth because I want to make sure that I'm telling you a couple. So, okay. So I first want to explain each of the letters a little bit more because, I said a circumstance. C is for circumstance. Well, what a circumstance truly is a fact. It's a fact. It's not bad. It's not good, because thinking, the thought, is what makes a circumstance good or bad. Right? Rain could be good or it could be bad depending on the thought behind it. So rain would be a circumstance. It's raining. You can't deny it. It's happening. Everybody agrees it's raining. That's a circumstance. So a thought is sentences in your head. It's what you are creating around that circumstance. So it contains descriptive words, and it's something like, I really get grumpy when it rains, and so I just don't like it. That is a thought about the rain. Okay. So a thought is a sentence. It has descriptive words in it. You're describing what you're thinking about the circumstance. The feeling is what you get inside your body when you have the thoughts. So a feeling is a word like happy, sad, ashamed, joyful, depressed. Those are feelings. So if you say, I'm really frustrated because he's putting his, he's not putting the stuff back in the pantry, or, whatever situation you have, the feeling would be frustration. That whole sentence, that's your thought, right? Okay, I know this is getting super deep, right? Yes, thank you, Tammy, for writing that down. I really appreciate, or typing it in. I really appreciate that. Okay, so, and then actions are what you do or don't do in reaction to the feeling. So it's an action or an inaction, right? And then your result is whatever the outcome is. The result is the outcome of your action, either getting the stuff done, getting your organizing project finished, or not. Okay, so that's just a little more description of what each one of those words truly means. So you have a circumstance, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's only good or bad because of a thought, not because it is good or bad. A circumstance is a circumstance is a circumstance, right? And then your thought is that sentence or those sentences that you're putting together around the circumstance. So I'm going to give you now, I just want to check. I'm trying to look at comments and talk at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you procrastinate. Okay. and you want to use what I'm giving you tonight as a tool to help you stop procrastinating. So if you list out CTFAR, procrastination is an action or an inaction, right? It's what you're not doing. So you would put procrastination into the action letter, okay? Think of it as CTFAR. So you would put procrastination in the action, and then after you do that, you fill in all of the other things. So you say, okay, I'm procrastinating. What do I feel that's making me procrastinate? What is that feeling that makes me procrastinate? And if you can't get that, then you think of the thoughts that are causing you to procrastinate, and you write that in the T, in the thought. And then that will help you with the feeling, right? And so you just fill in the blanks, and that will give you your what I'm going off of, or what I discovered today would be an unintentional model. Like that's what you automatically do. You procrastinate, you feel overwhelmed, all that kind of stuff, and you fill it in. And then you switch it around and you try to think of it differently. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So hold on. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so here's an example, an unintentional model, just how it comes out. So let's say you have, I use procrastination, so you fit that in. What causes you to procrastinate? You are overwhelmed, you are anxious, right? So those are your feelings. Well, what is causing that feeling? You don't just have the feeling, there's a thought there that's causing that. So what is it that you're thinking that is causing that feeling? Well, maybe in this situation, it is, I have so much to do. I have so much to get done. I'm never going to catch up. I have no time. I have no time. I have so much to get done, right? So that's what you're thinking. You're thinking of, I have all these things to do. And then you start feeling overwhelmed because you're thinking that way. And that makes you procrastinate. And then you don't get anything done, right? There's so much stuff, you're procrastinating because it kind of freezes you and you don't get stuff done. Well, what is the circumstance in this situation? This would be, let's say you have 15, 20 things on your to-do list. Okay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's 20 things listed on the to-do list. It's not good. It's not bad. One person can say, wow, I only have 20 things today. And another person could say, OMG, I have 20 things and I have no time. I can't do it. Right? So circumstance is 20 things on the list. Your thought is, I don't have time. I'm not going to get this done. That invokes the feeling of overwhelm and anxiety. And then you procrastinate and procrastinate and procrastinate. And we've talked about procrastination in the group. I know that there's a whole bunch of fellow recovering procrastinators in here. And then nothing gets done, right? And then that proves your thought because nothing gets done. So you just feel like that's the way it is. Okay, so here is an intentional, not an unintentional, an intentional example of how you can switch that around, and you'll hear the difference. So you have 20 things on the to-do list, right? So you worked it out. You started with procrastination and you made that list, the 20 things. I don't have time. I'm procrastinating. I'm not getting anything done. So you start with that same circumstance. Okay, I have 20 things on the list. What is a thought that you could have that would change the outcome? I have 30 minutes today. I could do 2 things on this list. That could be one. It could be, only 2 things really have to get done and I have time for those. It could be a whole, a million different thoughts, but what you're trying to do is restructure it. Okay. So if you come up with, I have 30 minutes, I can get 2 of these things done. That's, that changes it. And all of a sudden you have a little bit of motivation. It doesn't mean like, ooh, I'm going to go do it. It just switches the thought. So think of here are the 2 different things. I have so much to get done. I'm never going to get it done. I don't have time. That makes you feel like, right? If you say, I have 30 minutes, I can get 2 things done. That's more of a hopeful statement, right? So that's going to give you a little bit more motivation. So that would be the feeling, more motivated or more driven or more positive. And then your action would then actually be to utilize that 30 minutes. So you set a timer and do whatever you can in the 30 minutes. And then that gives you a result of, in the perfect sense, 2 things crossed off your list. But even if only one of those things is crossed off your list, you said, I have 30 minutes, I can do 2 things. Even if you only did one, guess what? One thing is more than none of the things that got done because of the way you were feeling before. Right? So does all of this make sense? Are you guys like getting this wrapped around your head? Because it's kind of deep and there's a whole bunch more to talk about with this, longer than what I have tonight. But I wanted to bring it to you for awareness so that you can know that you truly, truly, truly can change the way that your outcome is by your thinking and your feeling. And it's very easy for us to fall into blaming a circumstance or blaming a person or blaming something rather than ourselves. Because we don't want to blame ourselves for feeling like we are. We feel like crap. That I don't want that to be my fault, right? So you have to kind of you have to wrap yourself around, I have the power to feel however I want to feel. So Jen is saying, I had to do this during tax season, little time, short to-do list. Okay. And so let's see. I don't know who put, I can't see who put taxes due soon, but this is perfect. Taxes due soon. I hate doing taxes. That makes me feel anxious. Then I procrastinate. And then your result is that you're more stressed. And guess what? The taxes aren't getting done, right? So yes, that is what happens. So then take that. The taxes are due soon. You don't have to not hate taxes, because if you hate taxes, you're going to hate taxes. But think about it. Taxes are due soon. The sooner I get my taxes done, the sooner I can have my glass of wine, because that's going to be my reward, or the sooner I get my taxes done, the sooner I don't have to think about it. Right? Okay. Oh, Louise. Okay. Thank you very much. So think about that. You have the same circumstance. Your taxes are due. Your taxes are due. This person can say, dude, your taxes are due. It's okay. Just do it. And you're like, OMG, my taxes are due. I'm so stressed because I have all these things. But if you position it as not that you love taxes, but the sooner I do my taxes, the sooner this is going to get done. That sounds way more motivating and gives you a different feeling than I hate doing the taxes, right? Ooh, chocolate as a reward. Perfect. Okay. So, sorry, lost my train of thought. That leads me to one of the most important things to know about this process and what you really need to do in order to get it to work. You can't just say, taxes are due soon. The sooner I get it done, the faster I get my chocolate. The sooner I get it done, the faster I get my chocolate. If you don't believe that the sooner you get it done, the sooner you get your chocolate, it's not going to work. It's going to give you the same feeling. You're still going to be like, the faster I get it done, the faster I get my chocolate. And still in your head, you're thinking hate, even though you're saying something else. So it's the thought. It's not the stuff that comes out. It's what you're thinking. And so you have to believe what you are saying. So when you're reframing your thought, Try to make it something that is something that you truly can believe, and not just the exact opposite. That's why you can't say, I love doing taxes. I love doing taxes. I love it. Because you don't love it. You hate it. And you probably never are going to love it if you hate it that much, right? And so you're not going to believe it. And you're going to be like, I love taxes. I love taxes. I love taxes. And then you're still going to procrastinate. It's not going to get done, right? So you have to believe what you are saying in order for it to work. Okay. So when you're using this model, you're discovering what the underlying thought is that's causing all of this stuff, that's causing the feelings, that's causing you to not, take your medications, or to not make your bed, or to not exercise, or to not declutter. You're finding the underlying thought that's causing those results. And then you're becoming more aware. And that's all this is. And that awareness can allow you, if you are aware, it can allow you to change your thought, and then in turn achieve a different result. Okay. But remember, you have to believe in the thought. So there's an example on here of something that I'm reading. It says, if your thought is, even if I do it, it won't make a difference. You can't just start repeating, working out is going to make a difference. Working out is going to make a difference, because if you don't believe it, it's not going to work. But if you change it to be, it's possible if I do it, it will make some difference. Now, that's just saying it's possible if. That's not even saying you're going to do it. That's not saying that anything. It's just reframing. It's possible if I do it, it'll make a difference. So if I'm flat toned and I say, even if I do it, it won't make a difference. And if I flatly say, it's possible if I do it, it will make some difference. See how even if you don't put like tone to it, and I might have put tone to it just because I was reading it, but if you say them both flat, one is still more of a positive take, and it's going to make you feel a little bit differently. It's going to tweak that feeling, and then it's going to get you to move into a different direction. And then with this specific example, it's about working out. So, maybe you don't work out right away, but saying it's possible if I do it, it may make some difference. That might get you out of bed earlier one day, or a couple of minutes each day earlier, and just start changing it a little bit. Okay. So what do you all think about this concept of the CTFAR and the fact that you have the ability of changing your thoughts and your feelings? Do you think that that's possible? And do you like this whole thing? So tell me in the comments what you think about it, because I would love to know. And like I said, this is not for me. I did not create this. This is from a woman, I can't remember her name. I should find it, from the life coach school. And you can look it up and find a whole bunch of stuff on it. It's called the self-coaching model. And it's basically a way to help you solve any problem that you have. That's what this thing that I'm reading, it says how to solve any problem using this model. And so you can basically take that and fill in the blanks. So you can start with the circumstance, you can start with the feeling, you can start with the action, and then you just fill in the blanks to uncover what that underlying thought is. Yeah, you love it. It's great. Thank you. I just thought that this was a really great thing to bring to your attention, because I know that getting started is a really tough thing for people. We talked about that last week. So if you didn't listen last week, that was about getting started, and also getting through the whole decluttering and organizing process period. Getting started, not necessarily knowing how, but having the motivation to start, or having that momentum to get started and to move forward. Maybe making decisions differently because you can, change your train of thought a little bit. That might help you let some sentimental items go. It might change how you're looking at stuff. Because if you take a mug that you have and you give it a circumstance, and it's, my mom gave me this mug. Yes, your mom gave you the mug, and it's only a good or a bad thing, or she gave me this mug, by your thought. Period. She gave you the mug. That's the circumstance. So what's your thought behind or around, or that is made by that circumstance? What are you thinking? Because that's making you feel, I don't want to get rid of it, and I don't know if I should get rid of it. Those are your thoughts, right? And then you're feeling bad, or you're feeling ashamed or embarrassed, or whatever feeling that comes up from that. And then you don't make the decision, and it stays there, and then you don't continue to declutter. So yeah, this is a huge thing in the decluttering and organizing process. It's, from making decisions, making the decision to start, how to get started, where to start, having motivation, all of that. You can use this to try to help you. Now, this takes a ton of practice. I've learned this a few years ago. I learned this, and I've learned it in a few different programs that I've taken, and just recently have come back to it a little bit. And it's something that you have to focus on. You have to remember to use it. This is like a tool in your tool belt, right? So if you don't ever use it, then it won't ever work for you. That's just one of the things. The hard part is finding the best motivation, one that will really work. Yeah. And I don't know if you have, I've done at least one, if not two, Wine Wednesdays about motivation. We talk about that in the organizing lab a lot. And this is a perfect segue. My apologies. I don't know who just posted that about finding the best motivation. It's a perfect segue into the Freedom in 15 Decluttering Challenge that we're going to have at the end of the week, that we're starting at the end of the week. Now, this is a little bit more low key. This isn't a full event like the Ready, Set, Organize event where there's giveaways and all that kind of stuff. But it is awesome. It's awesome because it's 15 minutes a day for 15 days, and it's decluttering little bits of your house over the period of time, and it's to help you create momentum and build the habit of doing a little something each day. And the tasks are created to do in a 15-minute amount of time, but you kind of have to use a gauge, because some of it could take you a lot longer. Some of it won't take you very long. So you'll realize that when you're working through it. But it's super, super fun because you do a little something different each day. We get into bags and shoes and all kinds of stuff, and you'll be able to do it with everybody in the group and really get something done. So talking about motivation, having other people do something with you at the same time, it kind of gives you it gives you a little sense of energy. That's what the Ready, Set, Organize event does for so many of you. I know it gives you like that little jolt that you need. So if you're struggling with motivation, definitely join in on Friday at noon is when it's going to start. And there's going to be a daily prompt, and it's going to give you the daily task, and I'll put a post and it's going to list all about it. And then I'm going to have a video of the daily task. And then you work on it, and then you post and show us your pictures and all that kind of fun stuff so that we can see what you're doing and so that you can get moving on doing stuff in your house. Okay. All right. So that was perfect segue into that. So you don't have to do anything to take part in the challenge. It's here in the group. All you have to do is just watch the videos and put in the homework so that you can get it done. And I can't wait to see everything that y'all do. And yes, Louise is saying, do your homework as an example for your kids. It's a commitment. If you say, all right, I'm going to do this challenge, set yourself up for success and tell yourself, I'm going to do this every day for the 15 days. And it can seem like it's also how you think of it. Oh my gosh, 15 days. That's like 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. Or it could be 15 days. That's not very long. That's not even a month. A lot of times there's 30-day decluttering challenges. There's all this. So it's how you think about it. And it's not very much time, in a day. It'll take longer than the 15 minutes because you have to watch the video also, right? But I try to keep those pretty short. It's not like the Ready, Set, Organize where you're watching an hour video and then you're going and doing something else. It's a lot shorter because there's not a lot of training going into it. It's more of, decluttering tips and talking about that daily task. So yes, the hardest part is getting started. This is going to be a good jolt, a good breakthrough into your organizing. So I can't wait for everybody to do that. All right, so that is all that I have for you this evening. Remember, yes, a great way to practice your new CTFAR. That's what I was just going to say. Remember the CTFAR. It's the self-coaching model. If you want to look it up, you can look up self-coaching model. You can Google CTFAR model and it will come up. You can read all kinds of blogs. You can find all kinds of charts that explain it and everything. But I gave you kind of a summary and rundown of the nuts and bolts of it tonight so that you can just have that in your toolbox as something to help you out. Okay. All righty, that is all I have for tonight. So I hope that you are relaxing with some wine or some tea or whatever your favorite beverage is. And I will be back here next week at the same time, 8 p.m. And you'll also be seeing me every day for 15 days after Friday on Friday. So you'll be seeing a whole lot of me. But it's a combo live recording. So the videos get posted live each day. But you will see me wearing this shirt in the videos because the videos are pre-recorded, but it's kind of almost like a watch party where you can be commenting during the video and interacting with people and stuff. It's all going to be posted live and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here. All right. It's just, it was because it's so many days, it was easier to put it together that way for you. And I wanted to make sure to get it out because I've been telling my wonderful ladies in the organizing lab that I'm going to be doing this for them. And, I haven't gotten it out. I haven't gotten it out. So finally, you guys get to do the Freedom in 15 Decluttering Challenge, give you a little boost. Okay. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening and a good rest of your week. And I will see you on Friday for the challenge. Okay. And this is also, this is a good opportunity to invite people into the group that would want to do this with you, right? Because it's always fun to have organizing buddies, to have accountability buddies do it with you. Okay. You're very, very welcome, ladies. You're very welcome. Okay. Have a good night. Bye for now. All right. Oops.